Hello, welcome back to more patriotic DIY crafts. I have 5 more DIY crafts in this video. Hope you enjoy. Hello and welcome back to Crystal's Crafty DIYs. Today I have for you is flag ornaments that I'm making out of flag toothpicks. Right now I'm cutting off the toothpick part and I'm gonna glue these little flag toothpicks to mini clothespin, as you can see here with hot glue. I'm going to end up putting these on 2 Dollar Tree white trees that I have already glued into. It actually was like a flag cup that you can drink out of that I use as a bottom of the tree. You'll see all that at the end of this video. So I'm just gluing everything onto the mini clothespins here. And then here I got out my mini wooden stars. I was seeing if I liked it. I felt like it needed something else. Didn't really like them. So I have these other jars that I have like mini flowers. Sometimes they'll be left over from like the bigger flowers. Like I have them all obviously in different colors. So I like these little red ones that I have. So I was seeing how many I had. And I'm also going to get out some white mini flowers too. I used the stem that was on the red flowers and put them through these white ones that I picked out. And as you can see, I'm doing 2 sets. So I have 4 sets of these flag ornaments and then 4 sets again, because I have 2 trees that I'm putting all these on. So as you can see here, I'm holding it between my fingers, and those pink things on my fingers are finger protectors. You can get them at the Dollar Tree as well, so you don't burn yourself with the hot glue. So I just put it between my fingers. I already had the red rose go through the white flower, and then I'm just putting a little glue underneath to keep them 2 together. And then once I'm done doing that, then I'll add them to the ornament, flag ornament. Okay, now I have pliers, I'm holding them, and then I cut off the rest of the stem that was on the back of it, and as you can see here, I'm just picking it up with the pliers and then adding a little bit of glue, hot glue on the back, and then putting it at the top of the mini clothespin, sorry, and kind of basically over top of the flag as well. So I do a total of 8, 4 for each tree. And that was pretty much it. Pretty simple. And then as you can see here, this is the end result, as I was telling you about the cup that I use at the bottom of the mini trees. This is going to be a little repeat on my Liberty Bell swag, but these are just the plain Liberty Bells. I had 3 left over, so I did the swag. So you already saw that video. So you're going to see some similar stuff in this as well, but you'll see a little bit more depth on exactly what I did and how I made it more in this video than versus the first video I did that was more for the swag. So pretty much here, I had 2 wooden circles that you use for napkins, and then I just cut them in half, as you saw. I tried to use my saw, but I couldn't hold it at all. It's too small, and then saw, so I used my cutters. And now I'm just like filing it down so they lay flat. As you can see here, I'm just sanding them and then placing them. And now I'm gonna hot glue them on to the pots now. And again, these are paper mache pots that I got a 15 pack from Home Depot. And the napkin rings, you can get them at any craft store, and I think I got them off of Amazon. So I just glue them on, hold them for a minute or so, and or at least till it sits, and then I can let go and then move on to the next one. So after that was all done, I got all my paint out. Obviously, I'm going to do red, white, and blue, and I do brown because I knew I was going to have some leftovers, so I wanted to do a fourth color. So as you see here, I'm starting with the red. That is Crimson from Waverly Chalk at Walmart. And majority I do one coat. If I felt like it needed another one, I would go in with another one, or maybe at least touch-ups. And now I moved on to the off-white. This is Cashew by Waverly Chalk, again from Walmart. And now here I am with the brown. That one might be, I believe that one might be from Dollar General, because I ran out of my brown. That was Waverly, but I ran out of it, so I had to use one of my smaller ones. And then here is my blue. This is the one I really like, this blue. I happened to get it on sale at Hobby Lobby. It's craft. It just says craft on it, but it's called Stormy. It's really pretty blue. I really like it. I hope I can find it again. So after I painted all of them, as you can see, they all dried, and now I'm going in with a dry brush. I'm just kind of making them look older. I go in with brown paint. I even add a little bit of gold here and there. For the blue one and the brown one, I'll add even a little bit of silver as well. Just trying to make them look more old-fashioned and rustic and that kind of look. If you don't like that look, you don't have to do that, but you're welcome to use this idea. Now I'm deciding, after I dry brush all of them, they're all dried, I want to add like a tag or something to it. So I was trying to figure out what I liked. So here I do end up cutting all these out. I end up saving them. I just put them in my container, but I end up not liking the black. So I do kind of sadly waste my time just tracing all these out and cutting them out. But I know I'll use them for something else. I saved them. I didn't get rid of them. But I didn't like how the black, I think it was just too dark. It didn't really go with it. So you'll eventually see in a minute that I end up going with, I have, what's it called? Burlap paper. And I did go in with that, as you can see right there. So I used one of the black ones that I just traced and cut out. And these do have sticky, they are sticky on the back, but I just ripped that part off. Because you can remove the sticky part on these. So I did end up liking the burlap, as you can see here, and kind of just testing it out. I put a little hole in the top, and then I tied it around and had it hang off to see if I like it like that. This is before I even came up with what I wanted to actually do with them. And then now, when those light bulbs go off, they go off, and and then that's when I started really thinking what I wanted to do. So I had, as you saw right before this, I had a lot of like long hangy kind of greenery. So I went through what I liked, and this is what I came with. And so I just had enough too, which is kind of crazy when that works out like that. So I just pull them off each stem, and I wrap it around, and then I at least get it on every single bell, and then I'll come back in and glue them together. And I'm also I used square wood beads. So I didn't have enough for either or, the off-white or the brown. So I was like, you know what, let me just alternate. So I used both of them. So now I'm going to start putting it together. So I'm going to add my bell, which is technically a wood bead, and this greenery that I have on the side. So because these are paper mache, it's very easy to make a hole. So I have a plastic needle. So I put the rope through the needle and then push it through. And as you can see here, I'm tying it off at the top, and then I pull it from the inside to pull it tight, put my finger on it to the glue drives, trim it off the top. And now, before I cut the needle off, I already put the bead through. So now I'm tying a knot, and then putting hot glue on that knot, and then pulling the bead down to keep it still. And then I go in with the greenery. I wrap it around. I'm gluing it together, as you see right there. I'm using little clamps to clamp them together to hold it to the glue dries, and then I pull it a piece down and I tuck it inside and glue it there as well. And then I will come back and wrap that second piece that I didn't glue down. I just wanted to try to get into a rhythm here, as you can see, because I did have 15 to do. I did have a lot to do, but they did come out really good. I really like the way they came out. And again, just putting it through at the top, pulling it through. I put at the end, I push it through the bead, cut off the needle, tie a knot, and then pull the bead down onto that knot with glue. And I just repeated this for all 15, and same thing with the greenery. I just wrap it around the handle at the top, wait till the glue dries, then I pull one piece down, tuck it inside the bell, and then I will come back and wrap it around and glue that on as well. Right here you can see a slow motion of me doing the bell part of the wood bead, tying a knot. I try to do 2 if I can, and I try to make 2 knots. I'll put a little, obviously trim off the edges, and then I'll put a little hot glue on that, and then I'll pull the bead down to lock it in. And sometimes from like pulling it to tie it, it frays a little bit, so you will sometimes see me like I'll burn the rope as well, because it gets all those frays when it gets all fuzzy and stuff like that with that type of rope. Another slow motion of me doing the greenery. So it's already glued at the top on that handle. See, now I tuck it inside and I glue it inside there. See, I bring the long piece down, the longest one down, because then I can use the leaf to glue inside the belt area, and then I use the clamp to clamp it down. Seeing that one that's still hanging off the side, I will come back around and wrap that around. But right now I just wanted to get this part. I was kind of in a groove, as you can see here. Now I'm coming back and now I'm doing the wrap around. So I wrap it around that piece that's already been secured, and then I'll glue it to the somewhat bottom, close to the bottom leaf together. And then I'll show you right here kind of what it looks like so far. And now I make more of these tags. And now you can see I have everything on plates. I'm very organized in this way. You'll start to notice that when I have big projects like this, yes, I will decide what I'm doing for each one, and then I'll put everything on the plate. So then I could just grab a plate and put it together. And that's pretty much what I'll do here, as you can see here. So I have, each one has obviously a bell, and it has a wooden star, patriotic bow, and then that flower I just put through the top right now with that tag. I actually made those flowers. I used the leis, the patriotic leis from the Dollar Tree, which Dollar Tree has tons of leis. They have them in every color. I just grabbed a couple that I'm going to try to make some of these flowers again for fall as well. Once I come up with an idea like that, sometimes I like that idea. So I pretty much just put the flower that I made through, and I put it through the tag and use that to secure it. Then I had the patriotic flag, and then this star that I'm buffing right now. It did break a little bit. I'm going to glue it back together. I dry brushed some brown on there, and then I glue that in the middle of that patriotic bow I put on there. And then I also, this is like my first one, but so I didn't do it yet, but I will end up grabbing some more mini wooden stars. As you can see, there's 2 on that plate right there. And I glue some of those stars on the tag, and I think I do it under the tag or maybe on the back or something like that. But I do know I do like at least 3 on the side of that greenery that I wrapped around the side of the bell as well. So you'll see soon that I'll start adding wooden, yeah. So I'm going to try to dry brush it here, but I will add more to them as well. Yeah, see here, now I'm starting to add some of those mini wooden stars to the greenery. I will play by ear. Some I'll just do 2. Some I might add like 3. It'll just what seems to look better or best. And sometimes even where I can fit them, because it is very thin right there, to even put those tiny wooden stars there as well. Kind of a close-up of how it looks. You'll see more at the end. I do eventually use, and that's the reason why I needed to come up with a 4th color to paint these, because I have these big window frames in my living room that I have greenery around it, and I wanted to have something hang off of that. So I kind of want to make it kind of like even out on color-wise. So you'll see at the end of this video the pictures of how I displayed them. I have them around my big white window frames, and it has a big wreath on it as well. Which also too, I do themes different. So obviously it's patriotic. All my DIYs are patriotic, but I do different themes of patriotic stuff in each part of my house. So if everybody wants any information about that or more detail of that, let me know. I don't mind explaining it at all. And I just keep repeating this, unfortunately, 15 times. But once I got the hang of it and knew exactly what I was going to make and what I was going to do, it went by fast. Maybe 45 minutes. I mean, it may take tedious time to put it all on each plate like this, but it saves me a lot of time in the long run, because then it's all on the plate and I can just put it all together just like that. And then here's an off-white one. Remember, it's the pistachio. I didn't really want to go bright white, so I went with like an off-white. And just repeating myself, so enjoy. Okay, so now that everything's done, as you can see, I made them all right there. Now I have to somehow hang these. Like I was explaining, they're going around a big picture frame. or window frame, sorry. And so I came up with these straws that I had. So you'll see me put some up and down, some across, because I already knew where they were going. And then I have these wires that I'm putting right through. So then when I go to hang them up, I can just use the wires to tie them off. So here's a close-up of the white one. Here's one of a red one. And here's off-white, the blue one. And then here's the frame I was talking about. And if you want to know how I made that thing around the wreath, I made that as a pizza pan. And here's some more close-ups. And I hope you enjoy. Today I have for you is I'm making these wooden flat flag crates. So as you can see, I have a flag napkin. So I'm adding Mod Podge to the crates, and then I'm placing the napkin on top. You do have to take, there's a white layer, as you saw me pull it apart on the back of it. So you just leave the print. You only have the print side, and it's like really thin, and that's what really makes it stick. So obviously it's all dry. I sat overnight, and that's my cat Ivy. She's the oldest. I think she'll be 12, 13. I can't keep count anymore. But you'll probably unfortunately see her in a lot of videos, and I try my best to edit her out, and she's somehow still in them. But she was being very clingy here, as you can see. So anyway, I pretty much just sand down. I trim any pieces off that I don't need, and now I'm just going in and sanding the sides. I sand both sides. I do get in a little bit in the crevices here and there. I don't want to totally take them off, but I do a little bit of it. As you can see right there, yeah. So I cut it so it doesn't rip it. I didn't want it totally to come off, because sometimes when you can sand in between, it can completely rip it off, and I didn't want to do that. I kind of just want you to see the, pretty much like the lines in between a little bit. But this is a little tedious. This does take a couple minutes, obviously, to do, as you could see. So I'm all done sanding, as you can see, and now moving on to adding moss inside the top. I wasn't sure exactly what I wanted to do, so I was like, well, let me see this. So I just add a little bit of hot glue, put a little bit of moss in there. I start off, obviously it's going to look like crazy, and then once I get it enough to what I like, then I'll start trimming it up. I do put a little bit glue in the back so it doesn't fall all the way through the back. You will see me clean up a lot in these videos. I will warn you. So then I have these toothpick flags. So as you can see, I put about 5 in each one. And that's pretty much about it. Simple as that. Thank you for watching. Today I have a mini white clipboard. I'm making a tier tray. I have 2 of them. So I made 2 of everything on these tier trays. So I will break them up in their own little videos. If you guys want a full video of all of them together, please let me know in the comments. So as you can see right here, I have obviously a little clipboard, and I'm seeing what I like. So I have these patriotic straws, and then I'm getting all my little flowers out. Sometimes they come from like other flowers, or I'll even have like little flowers from scrapbooking, kind of things like that. So I'm just seeing which one I basically literally what I have too. And so as you can see, I'm obviously doing patriotic as well. So doing red, white, and blue. I wish I did have a little bit more darker of a blue, but it still came out really pretty. I still liked it. So I figured out it on the one. So this is when I was back and forth. So I originally put it on the zip up bag, and I'm like, you know what? Let me come back to it. And I worked on the other stuff for the tier tray. So then obviously I come back to it. And so I took off the the top of like the clipboard part with a little screwdriver and everything like that. And I just put little, the holes that you could see, I put little putty in there to seal up the holes. And it worked out good too because it was white. So I didn't have to like sand it or paint it or anything like that. So I start going down all the straws. I do red, white, and blue. I'm seeing how many I need and if I want to do different sizes and stuff. So obviously figured that out, glue them down, and then I'll go in with all the flowers, and I kind of go into pattern with that as well. So I start going down the flowers, and I really wanted to add a flag. So I'm just figuring out my placement, seeing if I need to add anything else. And then once I figure out my placement and how I want to put the straws down, I start doing it to the second one, as you can see here. And it's just simple. I always like to make 2 of everything sometimes. Sometimes once in a blue moon I may make 1, but majority of the time I always at least make 2 or more. So I wanted to add something near the straws. So I have these little gems. So then I have these really pretty butterflies, and I wrap rope around, and I just do like a crisscross pattern. I'll glue it from the back and I'll wrap it around like once or twice. Every time I use this rope, I always burn it because it's always fuzzy and frays, and it comes apart very easily. So when you do that, it seals it all together. I'm just securing some of my flowers down because they were moving a little bit. Because at first I kind of just put them in there and I glued them a little bit, but I secured them all at this point. So I just take the rope, glue it on the back, wrap it around once or twice, crisscross it, and then I'm going to add the butterfly on the front where it crosses at. And I put a little red gem in the middle of the butterfly as well too. And I just repeat this twice. And I did actually have to make the flag stick a little longer. So I cut up a couple of these flag picks from another project. So I had some of the picks left over. So I just glued it a little bit and kind of taped it. You're not going to see it, but it just helps it obviously secure it a lot better because I just needed a little bit longer. So once I figured that all out and did it to the second one, that was pretty much it. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me down in the comments. Enjoy the rest of the video. Thank you for watching. This video is very short and simple. As you can see, I have a wooden star. I just dry brushed it with some brown paint, and I'm doing the sides of these little signs that I got from the Dollar Tree. I added a bow at the top of each one, and at the back of them to help them stand up I used jingle blocks. And I just hot glued them on the back of it and leaned it a little slightly so it could sit up straight without falling. And I did do 2 other ones, but I never recorded it. You'll see at the end they have bicycle, but it's patriotic, but with bicycles on them instead of the United States. So just something simple that I need a little bit something extra for my side table, and this is what I had, so this is what I use. And that's pretty much it. Enjoy the rest of the video. Thank you for watching.